Hello, this is Group 4's Country Analysis on Germany by Zachary Reagan, Mario Rodriguez, Patrick Rogers, and Ezekiel Sims. In this presentation, Mario will describe an introduction of Germany. Ezekiel will go over country background and business practices. Zachary will discuss economic situation in Germany. Patrick will discuss competitiveness in healthcare. And Mario will give recommendations and a closing.
Germany's background. The geographic location of Germany is located Central Europe, bordering Baltic Sea and the North Sea between Netherlands, Poland, and south of Denmark. It also borders 9 other countries: Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Denmark, France, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Poland, and Switzerland. Germany date of independence is October 3rd, 1990, which is known as a Day of German Unity. The capital is Berlin. It is the largest city in the country. It is also one of the most densely populated cities in the European Union, with a metropolitan population of more than 6 million people as of 2016. Current President, Chief of State President Frank-Walter Steinmeier. Political ideology is Federal Parliamentary Republic. The total population, 80,457,737. The life expectancy for the total population, 81.1 year, males 78.7 years, and females 83.6 years. Business practices. The official language is German. The literacy rate, male versus female. Overall literacy rate is 99%. Male and female are both at 99%. Country time zone is Central European Time, also known as CET. They're 6 hours ahead of Washington, D.C. The average working week are between 36 and 40 hours. Full-time jobs in Germany are 7 or 8-hour workdays, 5 days a week with an hour to a 30-minute lunch break. For part-time, which is working less than 30 hours per week, you can request a reduction to your weekly working hours after you've been with the company for 6 months. However, this is as long as the company employs more than 15 people. The work week goes from Monday to Sunday. Employees are not allowed to work more than 48 hours per week. They are prohibited to work on Sundays and public holidays. The only exception is for workers in the service industry. If you work on Sundays, you must be compensated by corresponding time off within the following 2 weeks. When it comes to breaks, you're entitled to a 30-minute break, which you have the option to split into 2 15-minute breaks, only if working between 6 and 9 hours. If you work more than 9 hours, you are entitled to a 45-minute break after working 6 hours. The unemployment rate, total 6.8%, male 7.6%, and female at 5.8%. The exchange rate is $1 is equal to 0.9042406 euro. €1 is equal to 1.108149 US dollar.
Hello, this is Patrick. I'll be discussing competitiveness and healthcare. Germany is the 24th freest economy in the world and ranked 14 out of 44 countries in the European region, earning an economic freedom score of 73.5. The country's overall and regional scores fall above both regional and world averages. Germany's property rights score is 79.9, government integrity score is 81.3, and its judicial effectiveness is 40.3. Germany is among the world's largest and most technologically advanced producers of iron, steel, coal, cement, chemicals, machinery, vehicles, machine tools, electronics, automobiles, food, and beverages. For continued growth, Germany must focus on growth and regulatory efficiency, which has declined, and continue building on technology in its industrial sectors. Germany provides 4.8% of the country's GDP towards its education system, which ranks 72nd in the world. The education system in Germany consists of primary for 4 years, and in its fourth year, there are tests that determine which secondary school children will continue their education. Secondary school is divided into 4 schools: Hauptschule for less academically focused students, Realschule, intermediate level students, the Gymnasium for advanced academic students, and the Gesamtschule, a combination of all the other schools. The Hauptschule ends after the 9th grade with the Hauptschule Abschluss certificate. The Realschule after the 10th grade with the Realschule Abschluss certificate. After that, young people can either start some form of vocational training or continue schooling. The Gymnasium ends after the 12th and 13th grade with the Abitur certificate, the entitlement to study at the university. Following secondary school, students will either study for a particular trade or attend the university system. Germany is currently ranked 3rd in its university rankings, only behind the United States and the United Kingdom. Germany's infrastructure consists of airports, a communications network, maritime transport to include merchant marines, ports, terminals, and waterways, railways, and roadways. Germany has 23 heliports and 539 airports, 318 which are paved and 221 which are unpaved. This ranks Germany 12th worldwide. Germany has 20 registered air carriers operating 1,113 aircraft with annual passenger travel of over 115 million. The German aerospace industry has enjoyed unprecedented success over the last 2 decades. Since the mid-90s, industry revenues have more than quadrupled to over 37 billion euro. During the same period, the sector has recorded an annual average growth of more than 7%. Germany has 16 million cell phone subscribers with 132 per every 100 inhabitants, which ranks them 16th. The country also has 44.4 fixed-line phone users, which ranks them 4th in the world. The country has over 72 million internet users, accounting for 89.6% of the nation's population, and ranks them 8th in the world. Germany has a mixture of publicly operated and privately owned television and radio stations, with over 70 national and regional public broadcasters and over 400 privately owned stations. More than 90% of the households have cable or satellite TV. Hundreds of radio stations include multiple national radio networks, regional radio networks, and a large number of local radio stations. Germany has 629 merchant marine vessels consisting of 1 bulk carrier, 107 container ships, 92 cargo ships, 36 oil tankers, and 393 classified as other, which ranks them 33 globally. Germany has 4 major seaports, which include the Baltic Rostock Seaport, Hamburg, which is a river port, Brunnbüttel, and Bremerhaven/Bremen, which are also river ports. Hamburg is the nation's largest port, handling 8.8 million 20-foot equivalent units annually. Additionally, Germany has 7,467 kilometers of waterways and ranks 18th globally. Germany's rail network ranks 7 and consists of over 33,000 kilometers of rail. The German road system is ranked 12 and has over 625,000 kilometers of roadways, all of which is paved, to include over 12,000 kilometers of Autobahn. Now I'll discuss healthcare. In Germany, 250 billion euros is spent each year on healthcare, 10% of the gross domestic product. In international comparison, Germany is ranked third in healthcare spending compared to GDP, following France with 11% and the United States with 16%. Germany has 4.21 physicians and 8.3 hospital beds per 1,000 people. Germany ranks as one of the lowest globally in infant mortality rates and one of the highest in life expectancies. Improved sanitation access is available in over 99% of the country's population. Germany has a very low risk of infectious diseases and food and waterborne illnesses. Germany has a universal healthcare system that is rated as one of the top in the world. There are a variety of coverage options that can meet all financial capacities and medical needs. All people insured within the German public healthcare system are entitled to the same medical treatment and availability regardless of their economic situation. This is done through an income-based common fund collected through taxes. Everyone who makes up to $67,000 must contribute 14.6% of their gross salary for their health insurance. People who make over this amount have the option to choose between private healthcare or to pay their percentage of income towards a public healthcare system.
Hello, today I'll be talking about the recommendations we have as a group for Germany. Germany focuses much of its economy on exports of machinery, vehicles, chemicals, and household equipment, which has made it a solid economy not only within the EU but the world as well. A majority of their labor force is in the service industry, with almost 3/4 of Germans. A recommendation for Germany would be to diversify and start to put more emphasis into agriculture, as it only makes up 1.4% of the workforce. In the 1980s, agriculture was made up of mostly smaller farms, and only about 5% of holdings had more than 124 acres, though they accounted for nearly one-fourth of the total agricultural area. However, by the end of the 20th century, there was a decrease in small farms as larger farms began to grow. A decrease in small farming also affected the total number of people employed in agriculture, as numbers decreased from about one-fifth of the total workforce in 1950 to less than 3% by the end of the 20th century. Germany is a solid economy in its current state, but a focus back on agriculture could increase labor numbers back to its historical figures. Germany is also a technologically advanced nation that could introduce or innovate its own technologies it did not have available in the mid to late 20th century to increase production and make farming more efficient. It could be in Germany's best interest to take this route in an effort to diversify and strengthen an already solid and stable economy.